Hello, my name is Cristina Gonzalez, and I'm going to start with the presentation of the project. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Nelson Mandela. This quote reminds us of how important education is in shaping a better future. And within education, primary school is one of the most important stages because it's where children build the skill that will guide them for life. One of these key skills is learning a second language, like English. It not only helps students academically, but also allows them to connect with other cultures and people around the world. That's why we created the project, Cultural Adventures, Learning English through a festival and folklore. It's designed for fifth grade students with an A2 level of English. And the main goal is to improve their language skill through something fun and meaningful, as folklore and popular celebration. Instead of just learning grammar, students will explore festival, legends, and tradition from English speaking countries like Halloween, St. Patrick's Day, and will also sharing their own cultural stories and local celebrations. They may create posters, act out short plays, watch videos, or even prepare traditional songs or recipes from different cultures. This hands-on approach helps them use English in real and meaningful situations, make it easier to remember vocabulary and express ideas with confidence, for example. Uh, mm, by working in groups, students also develop teamwork, creativity, and communication skills, all while building cultural awareness and respect for diversity. They don't just learn about the language, they learn how to use it to connect with others, for example, and express uh, who they are. In short, this project helps students learn the language by living it through stories, celebration, and culture. It brings learning to life, make it funny, and make it unforgettable.
Hello, my name is Maria Hortelano Garcia and I'm going to talk about the contents we have chosen for this final project. First of all, we have to say that there are two different types of contents in the activities. On one hand, we have the related learning standards, and on the other hand, we have the contents addressed in the activities. Let's begin with the learning standards. These are the goals that guide our activities and that help us to ensure that students learn step by step. The first one is understand oral and written text about cultural tradition and festivities. This is very important because, as you will see later, students will work on activities about popular legends and traditions, such as, for example, Halloween, Thanksgiving, and even legendary monsters. The second one is use thematic vocabulary in communicative contexts. To do the activities, students need a specific vocabulary, like for example, pumpkin, Nessie, or turkey. And the third one is actively participate in group activities related to cultural learning. This is key because in two of our activities, students should work in group, sharing ideas and speaking English. Now let's move on to the contents addressed in the activities, which include grammar and vocabulary. In grammar, we have include demonstrative pronouns like this, that, this, or those. The verb to have in present simple and also in past simple, and the use of there was and there were. On the other hand, in vocabulary, we cover Halloween objects, location and descriptions, words for size, colors and shapes, and body parts and environments like eyes, clothes, tails, forests, mountains, lakes, and more. In terms of language skills, students practice reading comprehension and also speaking, especially through funny activities like solving riddles. So to sum up, we have selected contents that combine grammar, vocabulary, cultural elements, and real communication, always adapted to the level of the second grade of primary education. Now it's time to talk about the learning objectives, and my partner will talk about it. Thank you. Hello, my name is Maria.
Good morning. I am Luis Griñó. Now my part is learning objective. We have five learning objectives. Number one, to understand and use vocabulary related to festivity and legends in English. Number two, develop listening and oral comprehension skills through interactive activities. Number three, to practice speaking and writing through character, description, and representation. Number four, foster creativity and critical thinking by designing fictional monster and festivity. Number five, to promote teamwork and cooperation during group activities. Number one, this means we want to learn new words related to festivals and legends. For example, words like spooky, celebrate, and mythical. Number two, we'll do this by listening to stories, songs, and conversation about festivals and legends. This will help you understand spoken English better. Number three, I will have change to speak about festival, describe character, and write your own story. Number four, we want you to creativity when designing your own festival or creating new character for all stories. Number five, many of these activities will involve working with your classmates. This will help you learn how to work together and share ideas. So, to sum up, our learning objectives are designed to help us become more confident in using English, especially when we're talking about different cultures. Additional tips, for example, visual aids, real life examples, student engagement, relevance, clarity, use simple, clear language that is easy for a student to understand. Number two, foster creativity, create original stories or poems incorporating elements of folklore, includes observations, presentations, writing words, and peer and self-assessment. Number three, imagine you are on a thrilling adventure. In this cultural adventure project, we're going to explore the fascinating world of English-speaking culture through their festival and legends. This explanation uses metaphor, simple languages, and fashion, student-centered language, focusing on what the students will be doing and achieving. Number four, let's dive into how to make this learning objective a reality. For example, creating fictional monster, brainstorming, start by thinking about all the possible characters, detailed descriptions, backstory, visual representations, for example, draw your monster or create a 3D model, design a fictional festival, research, build a world, create a fictional place, for example, festival elements, celebration, critical thinking activities, compare and contrast, justify your choice, explain why you made the choice you did, assessment, a rubric, use a rubric to evaluate the student work based on creativity, detail, and language use. And peer self-assessment. Encourage students to give feedback to each other. Benefits. We have benefits: language development, creativity, problem solving, collaboration, and cultural appreciation. The last one. Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Carmen Martinez Buidrago and I am going to talk about the activity 2, which is a role play about festivities and historical characters. The objective is to introduce the festivities and their origins. The related topics are British and American history and cultural traditions. What material will we need? For example, poster boards, markers, simple costumes or typical objects of each festivity. Students will be divided into groups of 4 or 5 students. The teacher will provide a brief introduction to 3 festivities, Guy Fawkes Night, Thanksgiving and Halloween, and students will investigate. Guiding questions will be asked. For example, when is the festivity celebrated, or what foods or rituals are typical, or what are or who are the key characters, for example. Some example of characters would be Guy Fawkes, pilgrims, the devil, or witches. Next, the class will brainstorm the vocabulary related to each festivity. For example, for Guy Fawkes Night, fireworks, bonfire, plot, remember. For Thanksgiving, turkey, pilgrims, harvest, corn, and for Halloween, pumpkins, ghost, trick or treat, spooky, or haunted house, for example. Then each group will research their festivity using books, the internet, or the teacher's instructions. They can divide the tasks. One member researches the history, another the foods, another the rituals, for example. Then the groups must prepare a skit that represent their festivity. The skit should include the key characters, the typical elements, the turkey for Thanksgiving, fireworks for Guy Fawkes Night, or pumpkins for Halloween. And students have to use a simple vocabulary and structures. Some examples of sentences could be, we are the pilgrims. We are thankful for the harvest, for example, or remember the 5th of November.
Or I am Guy Fawkes. I wanted to blow up the parliament. Finally, each group will represent their roleplay to the class. Hello, my name is